What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. What a whirlwind it's been since the launch of Season 1 Reloaded. I touched on that a lot in yesterday's video, but today I want to dive a little bit deeper into this update and talk about some of the stuff that was just missed in the Season 1 Reloaded update, and to great disappointment, to my dismay, because these were issues that were persistent in the game from day one that were just simply not addressed. And unfortunately, because of all the outcry and outrage over the broken Warzone mode and League play not being included in the Season 1 Reloaded patch, when you dive a little bit deeper, this is truly the worst patch of all time. This is the worst update Call of Duty has ever seen, because it does not address main gameplay issues that the game has had since launch. Now, this update does have a massive weapon balance patch, and honestly, kudos to Sledgehammer for working so hard on this. But it feels as if some of these weapon balance changes were just kind of made for the sake of being made. Like, I look at the SVA 545, where they gave it a 3% damage increase. The maximum damage, went from 29 to 30. Wowee! What a massive change. And I mean, of course, they did other things like nerf the DG56 by giving it a 43% reduction on maximum damage range, giving it a 31% reduction on medium damage range. But I mean, overall, I look at a lot of the changes they made, and I just feel as if they're doing a little too much instead of just kind of looking at what the meta is right now and trying to fix up the meta a little bit. And honestly, the meta comes in those marksman rifles, which they didn't really do much to them. The MTZ Interceptor, which is one of the most overpowered guns in the game, they just decreased the damage multiplier for them by 19%, from 2x to 1.62%, which I don't feel solves the problem that that gun has, which is no recoil, quick sprint to fire times, quick aim down sight times, and frankly, beams from the hip. It's crazy. I mean, they needed to do more to change the meta, and they just didn't. I mean, they even did such an amazing nerf, or buff, to the crossbow, increasing the minimum damage from 100 to 125. Explain this to me. What's the overall damage in Modern Warfare 3? Oh, that's right, it's 150. So a crossbow hit doesn't kill you. No, it doesn't. You need two of them for whatever gosh darn reason that is. I don't really know, man. Of course, there's different attachments you can make that increase the damage multiplier, but still, why? It blows my mind. And of course, there was no changes to the longbow, which blows my mind, man. Blows my absolute mind. They did nothing. And they even decided to buff the light machine guns, which were already overpowered. But hey, you know what? Let's go for a light machine gun meta. That's what Modern Warfare 3 really needs to become, just that next level toxic. But anyways, I digress. I was talking about what wasn't included here. Not the weapon balance updates, no. What wasn't included was anything about the spawns, or the servers, or matchmaking for that matter. I talked about it last week with the lies that they've been telling us revolving around the matchmaking transparency conversation. I mean, I said it yesterday. Kudos to Raven for actually being transparent about, the issues they were facing. Heaven forbid Activision actually follow through on that promise to deliver us some transparency regarding the matchmaking. No, we haven't seen any of that. And we didn't see any matchmaking improvements either to this update. Now, of course, we also didn't get any stability fixes. Actually, sorry, that's a lie. We did get stability fixes, but they decided to keep the stability fixes as vague as possible. This is what it says under stability. Added various crash and stability fixes. I mean, they must have fixed the problems, right? The packet burst must be gone. Oh, no, it's not. There's still massive issues with packet burst in this game. There's still massive connectivity issues, server problems. But you fix some crashes and other stability fixes that you won't go into detail with. Great job. Awesome. I mean, you were so detailed with your weapon balance patch that I guess you just ran out of time to write any type of detailed response to the stability question. And I guess you left out the spawn logic update here as well. Oh, wait, no, you didn't, because you did nothing to fix the spawns. How is it that this game has gone 2 months with the spawn system being mostly untouched, if not made worse? This is the worst spawn system I have ever seen in a Call of Duty game, yet they don't do anything to fix it. Can we please, I beg of you, change the spawn system in this game? Make it more predictable. Make it make sense. The spawn logic here makes no sense. There used to be a time in Call of Duty where spawn traps were broken by one player stepping over an imaginary boundary. So then you'd flip spawns. They don't do that in this game. You're stuck in spawn traps forever until randomly one person spawns right behind you because revenge spawns are a thing. This game needs a massive overhaul in the spawn system. And unfortunately, I was hoping it would be here, but it wasn't here. This update did very little to address the core problems of Modern Warfare 3. Sure, 100%, it brought in ranked play. Great, cool, awesome. I'm glad that it did that. But from a gameplay standpoint, what changed? The weapon balance patch didn't make it a brand new game. If anything, it made a more confusing game because they decided to nerf a bunch of different attachments. I mean, the simple way to do this is to have a limited amount of attachments instead of, what is it, probably over 1,000? But anyways, I digress. I've made that complaint enough times. You guys don't need to hear it again. So let's refocus. Let's bring it back to my main quarrel with this update. And that is the spawns, the stability fixes. They did nothing to address these problems. So the core gameplay experience has not improved in 2 months. It's been 2 months, guys. A little bit longer than that now. Things need to change. The expectation needs to be raised. The standard needs to be raised. And I just don't think that you guys understand that. I talked about it way back in the beginning of the year. It's a make it or break it year for Call of Duty, and I just don't see the urgency from Sledgehammer. Sure, they were urgent when it mattered, but they just don't seem to grasp the concept that all of this matters. All of their inconsistencies, all of their complacency has led them to a make it or break it year. So you can't mess up. You can't miss things like not updating the spawn system that is complained about and criticized daily. It needs to be included. It needs to be talked about. But it just wasn't in this update. And I just don't know what else to say at this point. It's inexcusable. That's not a word. It's inexcusable. You needed to address the spawns. You needed to address the stability problems that every player faces. And you did none of that. You left them all out to dry. It's almost as if you used the broken warzone and no league play to hide this behind those controversies. Because you know if you release this with no other controversies, this would have been highlighted by more people. But instead, it went on the back burner because we were more focused on league player. We were more focused on warzone getting fixed. This isn't acceptable, guys. It's just not. And moving forward, like I said in last video, I'm going to keep saying it. The standard needs to be raised. The expectations are higher now. The stakes are higher now. Please follow through and at least improve this game. You've had 2 months and you've shown me nothing. It's time to show me that you're ready to answer the call to improve this game. But that's all I have for today's video. I thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, can you please hit that like button? If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time.